Try to get through this agenda. So the first thing on there is the approval of minutes, which is item 3A. Do I have any comments, questions, concerns, or motions?
The minutes?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve them.
Okay. Any opposed or second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion's approved. Minutes are approved from last month's meeting. Now moving on to item 4A, which is discuss community conversations. So Anna isn't here today. She's currently in recovering mode from a medical procedure. That's something that's kind of been going on. So we've kind of brought up the idea of maybe pushing this or postponing this an additional month, to give Anna a little bit more time to recuperate. Would y'all be okay with that? I don't think they need the motion or anything for that,
I
do we?
don't think so.
Yes, it would. It depends on what you're talking about.
So what?
You can call a motion.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm calling a motion to postpone item, 4A to next month. Do I have a second from anyone?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I must restate the motion.
Restate the motion?
Yes, that's Robert Rule of Order.
Okay, the motion is to postpone item 4A to next month's agenda. We're on April. Is there
Second.
A second? Nadia seconds. Are there any other comments?
All in favor?
Okay,
all in
all right, all in favor? Aye. All right, motion is approved. Now we will move on to item 5A, which is a presentation from Pflugerville Pride regarding their upcoming Pride event. For that, we have Rochelle Guerra.
Actually, Rochelle will not be here, but Ramey is here.
Ramey?
Yep.
Okay,
And she's
all right.
wearing one of the best t-shirts ever made.
Well, we have some really cool ones coming very soon, actually, which will be the slice of Pflugerville, so.
Well, Ramey, you have the floor, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Try and get this going here.
Sorry, I just completely blanked.
There it is. All right, we got it. All right, so my name is Ramey, and I'm the president of Pflugerville Pride. And I'm here to talk to you today about our second annual Pflugerville Pride. Last year we had our inaugural, which was amazing. But the first thing I want to do is introduce everybody to Frankie. Frankie is our Pflugerville Pride flamingo.
Love it.
So we had a vote on the name, and the consensus was Frankie. So introduce you to Frankie. Something exciting is that we just received our determination letter to approve us as a 501c3 organization. Something we've been working on for the better part of the last year, and so this is just going to open us up to do a lot for the community, not just for receiving donations and sponsorships, but for us to be able to go out and work with the community with outreach. So a little bit about Pflugerville Pride. Our organization started last year in February. So we're a baby org, if you want to call it that. We are just a group of volunteers in the Pflugerville community, part of the LGBTQ community, that want to bring awareness to our community and have a sense of belonging for people in our community. The city of Pflugerville has grown so much year after year, and it's just been needed. We've had a lot of response from folks, a lot of different groups said we need an organization, an official organization that helps for us. So we decided to form this group. Our big event is our Pride Festival that happens in June. We had our inaugural Pride last year, as I mentioned. We anticipated a small turnout, but we had a much larger one, and I'll get to that in a second. But beside our Pride Festival, we do want to do other things. This past year, we did a food drive. We gathered food for the homeless. We're also doing coat drives. We want to do a back to school function where we get school supplies, backpacks, anything that we can do to help outreach, which may provide resources to our community, health resources. Maybe they don't know where to go. So we want to provide like a directory and just a resource, a safe space for people to go to for that. So a little bit about Pride. So as I mentioned, last year was our inaugural Pride. We planned for about 1,500 to 2,000 attendees. We had close to 6,500 people attend last year, which was amazing. It just proved how much something like this is needed in our community. We had over 65 vendors, 10 entertainers, including a celebrity from RuPaul's Drag Race came out and entertained. We had a family fun zone for the families, so we had bounce houses, we had carnival games, there's face painting, a lot of different, I think there's like hair chalk and just some fun things for the community to do. There's also a teen event, spoken word event, poetry, which was not even standing room only. It was so packed for teens just wanting to express themselves, which was amazing. Things at the Poetry Slam and open mic there. We had a speaker panel also last year, which was very, very well received. Just about the issues that are going on within our community, both health and political. We're looking to potentially do something very similar this year. There's a lot of bills in the legislature this year that are, some are positive, but they're more negative than positive that are in there. So looking to do some of that. Also have some testimonials here just from some attendees. They're just super thankful that Pflugerville has a space for them. And we did appear in some media. KVU did some stuff on us, CBS Austin, the Statesman, Community Impact, so brought a lot of publicity to the city as well. You know, we're here to make a difference, and so we also had quite a few different national nonprofits that were part of our event, and as well as some regionals, including the ACLU. Kind Clinic did free testing for anyone that came that wanted it. The roller derby was here, which was really fun. AGLIF, Black Pflugerville was there, which the next day was Juneteenth, so we kind of did a little cross promotion there for them. HRC, Out Youth. Amazon was one of our largest sponsors last year, and they donated, I think it was $10,000 to Out Youth last year, so which was amazing. Pflugerville Area Democrats was there. We had a couple of churches there. It was just great to see just the support, not just from a regional perspective, but national, that wants to come to Pflugerville and help, you know, provide resources. All right, so Pride 23, second annual, what do we have in store? So we're operating with the same aspect that we're going to have about 6,000, 6,500 attendees. Of course, there may be more because apparently our counts are off, but who knows? We are doubling the entertainment this year. So we're doing a community stage and then our main stage. Our community stage is going to be really geared for family-friendly entertainment. We are looking at maybe some open mics, some spoken words, maybe a talent show, like best dressed, best hat, you know, best costume, maybe a little dog walk, just something that's very family friendly. Our other stage will be family friendly as well, but we'll have more musicians, comedians. Talked about doing a battle of the bands. We're not sure yet. We're still kind of planning that, but we're going to have some of those there. We also have inside venues. So Hanover's will be another venue for us as well this year. We're going to do some stuff inside. The Three-Legged Goat, we are having hosting our silent auction like we had last year as well as now that the Book Burrow's in there, we're going to be doing some events there. I think there's going to be some authors, maybe doing some readings, some things with that as well. We opened up our applications for vendors about a month and a half ago, and within 2 weeks we had 70 applications, which was phenomenal. lots of stuff planned. I know last year we had a shuttle from Pflugerville High School to Main Street, and we had a little stop that came to the library. So there was events that were going on here as well that were family friendly, and so part of our shuttle stop came here to the library. So we're hoping to do something maybe similar this year with that as well. Still knee deep in the planning process, lots going on. So there's different ways that we are asking for help from our community. We need sponsors. Again, we are a nonprofit. We are volunteers only. The only way that we can pull this off is from sponsors and donations. Silent auction items are needed. It was amazing how well received all of our items were last year. We have committees for all different areas. We have facilities, logistics, entertainment, family fun zone, merchandise, all of those things. We're also doing a call for performers. We really want to showcase Pflugerville's artists. So we've been getting a few folks there. And coming soon is actually a call to artists. We're going to have an art gallery. And we want to showcase our visual artists here. And give them a place to display their art. So that application is coming soon, and that's really all I have. Any questions, comments, things I can maybe help explain?
Did you say the date?
I'm sorry, it's June 10th.
June 10th.
It is June 10th, and the official hours are 3 to 8. It was earlier last year, and some of the biggest comments were it was so hot that we couldn't really do much. So we tried to alleviate some of that and started a little bit later.
And with respect to Juneteenth, I don't recall, is that going to be the same weekend again?
It's the
or-
following weekend, I believe.
Okay, so they're separated.
So we moved it up, and we moved it up specifically so that we didn't compete with Juneteenth. We wanted to make sure that specifically Juneteenth had their weekend.
And location-wise, is it still?
It's Main Street.
Main
It's
Street?
going to be between Railroad and 3rd.
I guess I have a question. So when you're having like calls for artists and everything, should we like, is it more like of a focus towards, like, of course I imagine it would be great if we can find LGBTQ artists, but should we, is it also open to the general public if they
Sure.
might be interested too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our first focus would be the LGBTQ community, but it's our community and we have allies. And so I would think that if you want to display your art at a Pride Festival, that you're an ally. So we would be open for that. Yes, sir.
Poets, how are y'all getting the word out to the different poets? A lot of my poet friends are of the LGBTQ community, and they're all National Slam poets or whatever. So how do we get the word out to them? Because I know they had something over on the east side last month, but some of them stay here in Pflugerville, but you know, they're all around. But so how do we get the word out to them to let them know that this is going on?
Sure. So mostly what we're currently doing is just utilizing social media. So we have Facebook and Instagram are our primary tools. We are toying with TikTok. We need volunteers.
Yeah.
So last year we were a team of 4, really, that pulled off Pride. This year we're hoping to be more. So we do have some committees that are helping us, which is great. So one of the committees is a social media and marketing committee. And, you know, we're open to anyone that has any experience in any of those realms to come help us and spread the word.
Sounds like David's volunteering for that committee.
I mean, it sounds like
You can at
it.
least tell your friends.
Well, I would, Rudy, because I do have the expertise, but on the 14th of next month, I'm getting back surgery. So I'm going to be down for a while.
I'd
But,
love to hear any ideas that you might have.
but I do have a lot of friends that are, you had slam poets up there and the teens. some of the teams that we've had through our poetry venues have gone on to national, the
Awesome.
youth slam and stuff like that.
Yep.
And we still got people that do stuff like that. That's why I'm asking about getting the word out.
Yeah, it was one of our most well-attended events last year. And what was hard is really getting the word out to the younger community
Yeah.
because it is a challenge,
Yeah.
right? Within their school district, it's really hard too, right, to disseminate
If you
that.
could
So,
get, if it starts flowing, if you could get a few people, especially those that did it last year, that talk about what they did,
Yep.
it start spreading like wildfire.
yep,
But, you know, unfortunately, social media isn't the same as it used to. And a lot of people, they would have to know about your page or whatever
Right.
to go through.
I
go through.
would be happy to be the go-between
Yeah.
and get you those links and information you can share with your
Yeah, I can
friends.
share. Yeah, I don't mind sharing. My hands are still working. I just
Sure.
won't be able to lift a
Yeah.
whole lot, you know. And my mouth will still work. So, but
We also have-
you know, it's one of those things that, you know, I go to St. Joan of Arc. You know, so I was talking to David. He did something, I guess, with the community last week. So.
yeah. He had his little chapel
chapel.
at Pride
Yeah.
last year.
That was
Yeah, but many in our church are part of the community, so it's just you should
Yeah,
get a lot of work back from them. So
yeah.
the,
Like I said, we just really want to provide a safe space, especially for our youth, considering all the legislation that's happening right now. So,
yes, there's too much suicide. There's too much of these laws coming up and everything.
yep,
And so, as I've been saying about a lot of other stuff, we gotta stop sitting on our butts and get out there on the ground and start fighting for this stuff. you know?
absolutely.
So, but that being said, are there, what existing cooperations, if any, do you currently have with the school district regarding, you know, none? Is that something that y'all are currently exploring, or you might need a little help with?
We would love help with it. Historically, we've been in 1 year. I guess it's history, right?
Track record.
It's a track record of a year. Is that the school district itself
They won't
is
touch
supportive,
it.
but it's not supportive
Yeah, they
of
won't
the
touch
community.
it.
They won't promote anything. They won't do any of that. So it's really hard. I can't even email the district without my emails being blocked. And I know it's just not me. It's just the way that it is. So I have to use my personal email to talk to them. So it's very hard and very challenging. If the goal is if we can get in touch with the GSA leaders, then we can hopefully pull something from that. I would love to showcase teen art,
You
right?
know,
For them to do
one
that
thing
too.
you might think about is, I know Pflugerville High School, a lot of them spend time over there at Pizza Hut.
And
So if you could put something in Pizza Hut, then, you know, they'll be able to see it there. You know, and just different things around the different schools, you know, where they go to lunch and stuff. You
Right.
know, and that will circumvent those people in the school system that are trying to shut it down, so.
Yep. I think last year what we wound up doing is as it got closer and we had more of an idea of the schedule of events, we had posters and we had them placed in different businesses around the area. And I think that helped a little bit of the word of mouth too. But yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
and you have your stickers?
I do. I have a couple stickers here. We have stuff on order. We will have stickers, cutout stickers. We have the different colored flags as well. And we'll have some Frankie shirts at Slice of Pflugerville. So, a couple stickers here.
Okay.
Yep. One thing I did forget to mention is that, so it's going to be broken out into zones, and we are going to have an outreach zone. So different nonprofits that are associated with resources, we're going to have a specific area that's just for all of that. So,
I have another question, because I
Sure.
remember us talking about this leading up to the event last year. So I'm wondering now, post-event, were there any like security concerns or incidents?
last year we did not. This year we're expecting. So I don't know if you know, we held a brunch event at Hanover's, in December, I think it was, and we had some folks come out to Hanover's in protest. They were neo-Nazis. They weren't the
weren't
crowd
local.
that we expected
And they
to
weren't
protest.
local, is my understanding, right?
No.
But-
No, but with all the stuff that's happening now, it's pulling more
Yeah.
not
Awesome.
not so nice folks, right? But we're gonna prepare for that this year. We were amazed that we didn't have anything last year related to that.
Chairman Tyrone has good.
Of course.
This is y'all's meeting. I'm assuming last year, as we normally do, you're gonna coordinate with law enforcement or, police department on these specific issues.
Yep.
I would say that, I would let more people know about what occurred previously, so they're cognizant of it. Or because, in a community like ours, that's, very inclusive, they're not gonna take too kindly to folks being intolerant or
Sure.
being appeared in the store. Usually speaking, what you mentioned regarding the, school district, when was the last time someone reached out to them?
In regards to just promoting Pride, or it's probably been a few months at least.
My I would talk to Jean Mayer,
Okay.
and specifically, and just you can tell her I said that, and let's have that discussion. I understand. Lord knows I understand the politics
Yep.
that are in play here, but I also know that I am very unnerved when I see removal for suicide hotlines for LGBTQ people being removed from websites and everything's right there. Just, it's unacceptable. So
Yeah.
I get what they have to play with that. Actually, David, he talks a lot, but he's a good point about putting the flyers up in some of the areas around from there. But let's see if we can actually get to the students that truly need the help and support and understanding guidance and support.
That's it.
That's what's key. The school, I'd say the city does a really good job of what we do with our teen population, whoever they are with that as well. Let's try to see if we can have our school district be allies in that too as well.
And
Now, you don't care what you think about, whatever, more of it, we're talking about kids here.
yes,
Right.
So we want to make sure kids are safe and
Right.
they're taken care of.
We want them to
Right.
have resources a
Absolutely.
safe space that they feel that they can go to.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the follow up on what Rudy says, I've known people that's committed suicide because of this, and we need to have services for these people. I've seen the hate personally, and so we need to have some way to help these people.
Yeah.
We need, when I came on this committee, I announced that I'm not just for the blacks, I'm for everybody that is feeling disenchanted, and the fact that we need to be proactive about doing things and not just saying, I'll pray for you.
Absolutely.
So that's the way I look at it. There's one of the things that's coming up is sporting events, going to sporting events and maybe putting something up there, and because track season starts, baseball's going on, all of those, those are other events that you could put a little poster or something up that people will see, or just hand them out, and those are just different ways of getting the word around. And if you know those pull-ups from last year, you already got a network right there, so get with them.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I was a PTO president at my son's middle school last year. And I had brought up, hey, they actually had somewhat of a little GSA there. I'm like, how can the PTO even do something for Pride? What does that look like? And the administrators were like, no, we can't do anything. We can't talk about it. We can't do any of it because of everything that's going on in the district. I don't know if that's changed this year, but I think they can do it if they do it on their own and not as a GSA or as a school or as a thing like that. That's where that fine line comes in. But I'm happy to talk to Jean and see what we can do. I know she was supposed to be a part of one of our speakers last year, and there was something that happened with that, but definitely reach out to her on that. One other thing, so one of our ultimate goals here is that we actually want to have some form of an LGBTQ community center here in Pflugerville. That's our ultimate goal, is to get big enough to where we actually have a physical space where people can come to. So, big dreams, but hopefully we can get there.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
So, one last question for me.
Sure.
So, aside from what we've already discussed, are there any, like, I guess any other pressing needs or wants or support that you would like to either receive, either from the general public, from us, or from the city, that come to mind?
Yeah, well, we're working with the city. The city has always been super helpful, always, 1 year, but I'm just gonna say it's always. So, been super helpful with everything that we're doing. I think really just getting the community involved and make sure they're aware. And if someone has a skill or a talent that they want to share that could help us put this all together, we won't say no. We will not turn away anybody. We're a community. We build it for the community. So, and if there's any ideas of other types of events that we could do for the community, we would love to do that as well.
Any other questions? Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, I think that
That was it?
that was the last item on our agenda. So, we don't need a motion to adjourn. So, the chair adjourns the meeting at
Oh, that's a record.
Coming to y'all's meeting.